So here we are. Like I promised, not even 10 minutes. Here we are. That was like, well, 8 minutes. But there we go. And if you don't believe me, I actually have now my F-18 setup here. So ready to go with the Moser stick ready as well. So yeah, that's something that fascinates me. Right, so as said, campaign, we're going to go with the Rampagers mission number 3. And this is going to be actually beginning at night time on the carrier. And then today we're tasked to Fishbone to attack an oil refinery or something. But we'll see what we get tasked on. All right, so welcome back, everyone. Nighttime is the right time. Lol. Right, excited. Yeah, that was a nice flight next plane 12 to JFK. That was really cool. Very beautiful. Oh, hang on. Where's my... why does it say disconnected? Hold on, hold on. Oh, I know why. I know why. Of course, it does help if you plug in the USB. So that may help. And there we go. Now everything's connected. Wonderful. Right. Woo. Hello. Someone's having a coffee. Right, into the flight deck we go. All right, look at that. Here's our E3 departing. Okay, sim is loud. Okay, let me dial that down. Yeah, thanks for the feedback. And then also I'll shut the canopy. It could be that it's now too quiet. We will see. Peter, welcome back. Right, starting the APU. So my so those two F-18C depart now. They are part of the package that we're in. So with 2 flights. With 2 F-18 Hornets tasked with attacking that oil field. Let's have a look here. Let's start the right engine. Here it comes. So looking at the RPM, about 20, introducing the fuel. Coming alive. Thank you, Peter. So let me get some cockpit lights in here. Instrument floodlights.
Roll left, roll left. Flight controls. Flight controls.
Actually, let me put that to night. Let's see how that works.
603, arcing.
Departure. 300. Airborne.
Starting left engine.
Lead 2, radio check on Ox.
Oh, it's loud and clear.
2, 1, good check.
Right, let's do the alignment here with stored heading. It's a bit quicker.
300. Passing 2.5.
302, airborne.
So let's do the bit test here. Thank you, Peter. All right. Right, that's a bit bright, isn't it? Let's do nighttime here. Nighttime.
302, passing 2.5.
2.5. Let's reset the bleed air. Oxygen has to come on. Let's do some lights. Caramba. Gotta do some formation lights on as well. So here's formation lights and position lights down here as well. So that my wingman has it easier to stay in formation.
Departure. 300.
So IFF on, TACAN on, data link on, ILS on. ILS is going to be channel 11. And it's got the knee board up here. 75 X-ray is the carrier TACAN. So let's do TACAN 75, enter. Cool.
302, arcing.
So let's have a quick look at the mission real quickly. So enter Broadway, turn Broadway, fence in 23,000, Mach 0.75, inward to target 1.5.
Established outbound.
And then so here's the highlighted targets are mine. So I've got to strike oil tanks here.
302 is established outbound.
And truck park as well today. So visually acquire and confirm targets before launching weapons. Launch JDAMs in tier 00, so target opportunity or pre-planned mode from above 10,000 feet. Roger that. So controller is called Demon 1. Here's the area. Killbox kerosene. So this is a routing carrier, Manhattan, waypoint 234 inward into the kerosene target area, and then egress again inward. Oh, looks easy enough, right? All right, so let's have a look. We've got the INS aligned, so let's go put that to in-flight alignment. Happy with that, happy with that, happy with that. So let's reset.
300, kilo switching.
Let's go flight control surfaces. Let's reset the system here. FCS, reset.
302, kilo switching.
So now all the crosses are out. And we are weighing, what are we weighing today? Let's have a look. So we are weighing, checklist, we've got a weight of 50,000 pounds, so definitely going to put 18 units nose up for the trim. One thing I just said, it keeps deleting my important commands, for example, salute. I want to have that on the Wingman FCU, but it always deletes that for some reason. So every flight I have to do that. I'm not sure why it's not doing that. Call the ball is going to be here as well. this. And then we've got the auto thrust. We'll do here. All right, that's it. Cool. So I'm going to put on the right DDI, I'm going to put situational awareness, waypoint 1, sequence those so that we know where we're going. Bingo fuel is 2,000 pounds. We may have to refuel today in flight refueling. Oh, we have to put the music off. There is actually music today. And whenever I leave that on, I'm going to get copyright striked. So, other music off. Cool. Guys, are we ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's salute.
603 kilo and switching.
Alright, noticeable steering high is set. Let's go. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Right, he's handing me off to the next director over there. Come right. Left, I mean. Left we go, straight. There's my wingman. Come right. Come left. Right, he's handing him off. Here we go. Peter, hang on, I'll get to your question in a minute. Funny see you push the buttons on the panel. What is the panel upper right corner? Panel upper. Oh, this one. So this is the UFC, the upfront controller. So where I have my comm panel, or if I have to program anything in regarding coordinates, etc., etc. Autopilot panel. It's all up here, upfront controller. Right, there you go. Now he told me already to extend the wings. And there they come. There they go. So he's giving me a signal to extend the wings here. Now he's telling me to lower the launch bar. And there it is. Now it's going to take a new position here. So now they've hooked me in. I'm going to come forward. Again, into the shuttle. That takes a lot of thrust to get in. Yeah, that's true. Those characters move very smoothly. And there we go. And we're in. That's going to tell me to raise the launch bar again. There's the signal. Launch bar raised. Right, let's get seat armed. Check the displays here. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Let me put... let me put the ADI on here. Because it's nighttime. Right, so that's a signal to spool up the engines. Let's wipe out the flight controls. Looking good. Let's salute. Right, hands off the stick. Into the darkness. Gears coming up. Flaps coming up.
Departure 304.
Let's do the clearing turn.
Airborne.
And 300 knots only. Here's my wife saying goodnight again. Perfect timing. Hang on. Just gotta wait a few seconds, otherwise I'm gonna crash into the sea. Ich bin gerade mal 60 Meter über dem Wasser. Right, cool, we didn't crash. So same game again as always. We're gonna go about 7 miles. It is, yeah, no Stara cockpit. That's true. Alright, here's a trusty ship again on the left-hand side. So below 500 feet until 7 miles. We're now at 5 miles almost. Is there anybody on YouTube? Can you do me a favor, watching YouTube? Can you just type hello in the chat so I can see that the chat is working? Otherwise, I have to restart that chat window. Oh, thank you, Tom. Thank you much, Tom. Much appreciated. Right, 6 miles. Nico, hello, and GamerTube, hello as well to you. Thank you so much. Don't worry, the whole flight won't be in the dark. It's going to get light. So you're going to see a nice sunrise here in DCS. 7 miles, there we go. 7 miles.
Departure 304.
That's
Arcing.
me. Arcing, so 7 miles. Getting on my routing. Gonna go waypoint as my target here. And what was the altitude again that we need to climb to? We need to climb to 23,000 feet. So let's do a nice 5-degree pitch up here. And then wait for our wingman. One thing I'm going to show you guys, one thing that's really cool. Have a look when the afterburner lights up. Have a look at the lighting. Look at that. It's like the landing lights come on.
Departure 304. Established outbound.
What is this?
Departure 304. Passing 2.5.
Crazy, right? It looks so good here. Now, where's my wingman? Alright, I've got to slow down. I don't see my wingman airborne yet. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, I'm just getting worried there. So here, B. So the Bravo, that's my wingman there. Whew. What do I do without my wingman? Let's auto thrust on. There we go. Thank you. No, I've not MW racing, no. Which flight sim is that?
Departure 305. Passing 2.5.
Oh, you mean, that's hardware, right? VR sim, is that hardware? Or is that wind wing even? I mean, yeah, at some point, obviously, whenever you decide to buy hardware add-ons, of course, at that moment, it's already old, right? So let me just adjust the. So it's already old, right? So.
Departure 305. Parking.
Right, let's go. CPL autopilot on. So we're going to head towards our waypoint. Now let's scale up a bit here. 108. Well, let's do 80 miles. So we got 67 miles to go to the first waypoint. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, so I get. Now I understand what you mean. So here's the problem that I have. So this is what it, let's just products. VR sim. Oh, getting slow here. Yeah, let me see if I can find a website. VR simulations. So especially for VR platforms, virtual reality platforms. Yeah. So I think this is what you're talking about, right? So that kind of platform. Yeah, it looks nice.
Departure. 305. Kilo switching.
So the only problem I have with that is, so my rig, what you see here, is modular in the sense that, you know, just prior, yeah, thanks MW Racing. So just prior to this stream, I was flying an X-Plane 12, 777, with the Brunner force feedback yoke, throttles right, and so on. So, you know, a different kind of hardware setup. Now, the cool thing about the modular design that I have from Monster Tech is just within like, it took less than 10 minutes to get the whole F-18 cockpit setup going. So that's what I mean with, you know, being extremely versatile. So, you know, as a streamer, as a content creator, I want to be able to quickly change cockpits from, you know, F-18 to whatever, right? A320 or 737, you name it.
Copy that, 2.
So
Push button 3 on Pry.
All right, push button 3. Let's go number 3.
2 copy.
Okay, let's check in with Strike.
304. 305. Lone Warrior Strike. 304 holding hands with 305. Checking in.
Richelli, hello.
Lone Warrior Strike. Copy. Radar contact. Continue.
Honestly, Richelli,
304.
I think you would be probably better off with F-16 unless you really want to have the carrier operations. You know, so I know there's people that really want to have that experience landing on an aircraft carrier. Right. So luckily we're not hearing any music, because right now it will be music playing. And I love how these missions, they have some music from time to time. Not gonna lie, that's really kind of goosebump time. But yeah, so yeah, F-16 will be all in all, I think, easier to learn and a lot of fun. Also a multi-role aircraft. The F-18, man, I have to say, system-wise, I'm honestly still struggling sometimes. Yeah, F-16 is also good on ground attack. Yeah, bombs, Mavericks, harm. Very versatile. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and yeah, the last mission, what I did wrong is I struggled to get the laser guided bombs off, I think. Oh, no, sorry, that was GPS guided. And the problem that I had was I used pre-plan instead of TOO mode, target of opportunity mode. That was the reason why I couldn't get the range solution and so on here displayed. Just one button really that I missed. So it can be frustrating sometimes. And I have a feeling that the F-16 is somewhat easier to learn. Yeah. Oh, this one here. Oh, this, I think you mean, so this is on the left-hand side. So this is actually the panel with the landing gear, the flaps, things like a probe to drop ordnance. So I can jettison, or the hook is here, the wing. So really, it's it's pretty much that panel here. If I take away the pilot, so it's literally this panel here that I have as a hardware panel there. So let's increase the speed. We're reaching 23,000. We've got to catch up a little bit. A little bit late. Does it make sense to begin with F-16? Yes, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Right, we're in radar, so barometric altitude hold. 23,000 feet almost. And so we have to get up to Mach 0.73 initially, and then Mach 0.75. So on the right-hand side, this is my keyboard. So this it's also got some green and red lights. So this is a keyboard, just normal. So this is where I can type stuff in. Wow, that sunrise! Look at that. So now we're going to see a nice sunrise in DCS. So right MFD, left. Oh, sorry, DDI. Right DDI, left DDI. Lower DDI, the UFC panel, and this is a keyboard. You probably can't even see that here. Keyboard, just the right panel there. Yeah, Richelli, hope you enjoy. I mean, DCS. So don't get disheartened. In the beginning, DCS is definitely a lot to learn, and you're going to be overwhelmed. So especially when you dive into some missions straight from the get-go. Use the auto thrust in. So yeah, you know, I still get overwhelmed, especially in the heat of the moment, trying to get the find the right switches, the right modes. It's always it's not easy. Right, I need to look at the stores. So the J84 GPS guided. They need about 10 minutes to get aligned. So that's why it's a good idea to get that done a bit earlier. And also eFuse, also set the eFuse instantly. Otherwise, later I'm going to forget. So now it says timing 9 minutes, 34 minutes. And eFuse instant. Now also we have already some target information regarding coordinates. The problem is I'm not sure how accurate these are. But all we can do is if we go to JDAM display here. Actually, let's just wait for the next waypoint here. Let's go waypoint 2. Yep. Go to check out with strike.
On Warrior Strike, 304 holding hands with 305. Feet dry, switching.
Yeah, so we're at the coastline now. So let's see, here's the coastline.
2, push button 6 on Pride.
Push button 6.
Copy.
So let's check in with the next controller. Magic.
Ram 2-2, check on Pride from Ram 2-1.
Ram 2-2, copy.
Magic, Ram 2-1 flight with you, en route to Manhattan at Angels 23.
Ram 2-1 flight, Magic copy. Radar contact. You are cleared for corridor within assigned flight level.
Alright. So inbound to waypoint 2. So 23 and Mach 0.73, so that's all good. Now we do the fence in check. So let's Let's tell our wingman, fence in. Hold on. Okay, no, we can't do that just yet. Okay, anyways, in the meantime, what I'm going to do, I'm going to program already those coordinates in. So, you know, something we do in the civil aviation as well, right? So whenever you've got some free time, think ahead what you can do. Especially programming in target positioning, you've got to be very careful and make sure that you get the right coordinates. Right, so I'm going to start with the elevation first of all. So I'm typing all these things in. So 1,000 feet. Enter. So now I can see it's already putting that into the display there.
Oh, God, it's early. Did you bring coffee?
Small talk. Right.
I
Then we go.
sure did.
Locked.
Large black extra hot, which I'm going to sip while we wait.
Yeah, me too. But with a few shots of caramel to energize me.
Alright, whatever.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, I
I
agree.
think that's Gravity and Buzz up ahead. They have this thing where they have to get the most absurd coffee order you've ever heard of. Before we stepped, I think Gravity ordered something like... God, I can't remember. I gotta get this right. Hang on. I got it. Grande Quad, non-fat, single pump, no whip, mocha, extra, extra hot.
Extra, extra hot.
What did that get her?
Barely coffee. I think it has like 4 shots of espresso and then cream and chocolate on top.
IS better watch out. Those GDAMs are gonna come in real fast today.
Cool.
Yep, pairs of 4.
So right now I'm programming in the coordinates. So that's waypoint, the second target right now. Gonna have a look if those are actually correct. 04 enter. Then east 4004 32. Oops. So it's the east one. East 4004 32 enter 21 enter. Right, let's check those. So 35 12 3304 east 4004 32 21 1000 feet. Correct. First target is 35 12 33 57 40 04 26 70 1000 feet. So both of these are checked. So what I'm going to have a look at as well on the other display here, because waypoint 5 apparently is over the let me just put this into heading mode really quickly. So waypoint 5 apparently is at the target area now, but that will not be accurate enough. So autopilot, let's do heading select. So we're going to go to waypoint 5. So here I can see 35 12 53. Actually, let's do precise. So 35 12 53 71, and then 40 04 48 70. So that's definitely just a kill box. It says kill box waypoint 5. So that's just a general area and not so much the exact coordinate. Hey Josh, yeah, I know, right? Like I said, I'm a bit of a hardware fetish. Well, I've got a hardware fetish. I just love this stuff. Anyways, how am I gonna? So this goes up to waypoint 10. Now what I can do is I could go waypoint. No, hang on. Sequence. Insert waypoint 11, and then go up to waypoint 11. And that way we've got a clean waypoint setting. Now the only problem I have with this is if I go precise coordinates, I'm not sure if... yeah, I can't get those exact same coordinates in here. So it's a bit of a different system. It doesn't make sense. So I'm going to leave that. Let's have a look again. Let's go waypoint 11, delete. Enter. Right, there we go. Cool. Right, fence in. Here we go. Let's tell our...
2, 1, fence in.
Our wingman to do fence in checks.
Fencing in.
So fence in, obviously, we do a couple things. So we go master arm safe. It is safe. Displays set as required. Happy with that. Sequence that. Then we want the Bingo Fuel 2000 set. Video recorders down here. I'm going to put this tapes on. And then we want the frequency here. Also guard frequency, GRCV, guard frequency on. Right, position lights off. So I have a switch on my throttle. And that's it. One switch. Right, I was wondering why it's so quiet.
12.3.
I know why it was so quiet. Didn't have my RWR on. Test. Right,
we're bombing oil infrastructure again instead of running CAS over Manbij. What gives?
You know, I think there was an earlier strike on this target. I guess they either missed it or they left something standing and they were able to repair it.
Well, it beats hanging in the stack for several hours.
It does, and it's probably a higher impact too.
Right, helmet mounted display on.
What makes you think that?
It's a bit bright.
IS controls the Azor province, which is where the largest oil fields are, and it has the best quality of all the oil extraction in Syria.
Alright, fence in check.
Really? How's that?
I think it has something to do with the lower sulfur content.
Just to align the HMD really quickly.
But I could be wrong. I think that's why you're going to see makeshift oil jacks popping up all the time over here. All they need to do is refine the crude using primitive metal kilns and then distill it in a pit that they dig out of the ground.
I suppose there's a lot of infrastructure behind all that we don't really think of. But how can they make so much money on it?
The smuggling infrastructure behind this is even bigger. There are plenty of traders to sell oil on the eastern part of Syria, and whoever declares their royalty gets the best price. It's a control mechanism, plain and simple. You know that about half of the refined fuel they use to run this city?
So they're having a bit of chit-chatter about how those
power generators in the villages,
militant groups
pretty much anything you can think of.
can organize themselves and get weapons and so on. It's just small talk. Yeah, so MW
basically
Racing,
whole public service
you've got that
sector is
PTO
what you're saying.
panel as well. Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it really adds to immersion, doesn't it?
But IS is in many ways starting to have all the characteristics of a legitimate state government.
Hey, Dominic,
and
morning.
that's the scary part.
There's a way to change the coordinates
They
format
collect taxes,
of the waypoints in the
create and
HSI.
enforce the laws,
Ooh.
and they provide basic infrastructure services.
Sure, and they generate state revenue from extortions, kidnappings, and sale of abducted girls.
Yeah, that too. Listen, I'm not contemplating running for governor over here. If there are local communities that feel they're getting better provided for by IS, then IS will start to enjoy their support.
Yeah, it's that thing about winning hearts and minds then.
HSI, I'm not seeing
or to
anything.
make sure they don't let them.
HSI. Yeah, it's no problem though. In the end, what's going to happen is that we're going to go with the FLIR pod. That reminds me, switch on the FLIR. We don't need laser actually. So what we'll do is we're going to identify the target, and then I'm going to put. I'm going to check the coordinates. What I'm getting through the FLIR with the coordinates of the targets, and then what we can do, we can switch from pre-planned to target of opportunity, and just with the is it CDC forward? Well, at least you can get the coordinates. So lock the coordinates on the FLIR, and it's transferred automatically to the target opportunity, and then to the weapon. So that way you can actually quickly get that new data into the bombs. Yeah, Josh, the thing is for me, you know, flight simming, I guess if you like into racing, car racing, you would probably not only do Formula 1, right? You may also be into, I don't know, you know, I don't even know the whole different leagues there, but you have so many different ways of motor racing. So you could be into many different, you know, different variants of those. And then for me, flying is the same. I enjoy airliners, I enjoy flying the Cessnas, and I enjoy flying the fighters. It's just you know, the variations. So, and then the fascination of, you know, technology and yeah, the way the flight sim actually evolves. Now, believe it or not, it was in 1986, I had my first kind of personal computer. It wasn't really a computer. It was like, it's called Sinclair or something. It was just really just a keyboard with rubber keys on it, and yeah, you got some really basic software in it with a tape recorder. So you'd play a tape that has some really weird sounds on it, and those sounds then are like, you know, bits and bytes, right? So zeros and ones, and that's how you would load in after like 20 minutes. A really basic piece of software, and I believe it or not, there was an F-15 simulator back then. Man, I wish maybe I could get a picture. Yeah, the good times, yeah. Sinclair PC F-15. Let me see if I can find that. It was not, no, it was this one here. Look, it was, let me show you. With the rainbow thing here. Spectrum, ZX Spectrum, that was it. Can you see, guys? Hang on, let me just get that bit bigger there. That's the one. That was my very first PC. And it was from is it Micro Pros actually? And I show you the picture of what it looked like. It's not very good, but that was it. That was my high fidelity 0.1K flight simulator. You needed a lot of fantasy to actually. Yeah, that was 1985. That's when it came out. And that's what I had back then. Crazy. Actually, that's for Commodore. Maybe the one for Sinclair was even more basic. But yeah, but that's it. Right? That was state of the art. It looks like default P3D. Get out of here! Come on. Oh, it's not that bad. Yeah, exactly. You needed good imagination. Absolutely. So Flight Sim 1.0. Okay, hang on. 1.0. On what platform? DOS, okay. Crazy. Mad Cat says, in my youth I only played military sims like Falcon 4. Well, I mean, Falcon 4 was way advanced over to when I started. Yeah, but that's like light years ahead of the Spectrum software. Peter says, looks like first FS2, yeah. Okay, so let me save that. Let me do a screenshot. Hang on. Quadraditos, thank you so much for the help. I appreciate that. Always happy to get some inputs, because otherwise I have to dial through hundreds of pages of manuals somewhere. Much appreciated. IBM was that? Ah, okay. What I find a bit weird right now is I am getting a target information there, which is kind of strange because I'm on waypoint 3, so I'm not sure why. So how come it's, so this is the date, this is the target area there. I'm not sure why that's superimposing on that. That's strange, never seen that before. But that's what I mean with, you know, there's always new things that come up. And you just don't know what's happening. I enjoyed the Falcon 4, yeah, absolutely. That was very cool. Look at that sunrise. Man, you being treated well, for those that were watching X-Plane, the sort of prior stream. Getting a sunset into New York. And now a sunrise. That looks nice. Yeah, sky colors are great. Captain Chaos, how are you doing? Mad Cat, that's something I'm really missing here in DCS. The dynamic campaign. However, I would say optimistically, beginning next year, we should be getting the dynamic campaign in DCS. And that for me will be a big game changer because for the server that we run. Okay, so let me go air to ground already. Let's get ready. So that's all set up. We got data link, yeah. We have IFF on, okay. Get the heading. Okay. So what's missing now is the master arm on. All right. Cool. Imagine if you're the wingman and you would have to stay in this position all the time. And I think normally I would give him like a wide like open formation.
Open formation.
Yeah, it's not doing that because of the campaign. So it's ignoring that. Okay. So open formation would allow him to, you know, get further away from me. So it wouldn't be so tiring flying formation. One thing I'm just seeing, you see this? Again, this is the shadow of the Earth. So opposite, the sun is rising. And so the shadow of the Earth is reflecting in the atmosphere. And in Microsoft, we see that for the first time so nicely. But here it's also there, which is very nice. Yeah, Fishbone, I'm hoping that some wizard who knows how to program some good dynamic campaigns, I would be willing to pay for it as well, just so that we can have that running on our server. And then you can join at any time, have a look at where things stand, and then just, you know, then join the battlefield. Yeah, Mad Cat, absolutely. I agree. But I guess with the Sims these days, with the amount of different aircraft add-ons, I guess it's just horrendous work trying to get everything synced and working together. So the complexity is just unbelievable. Right, let's check out here for the corridor.
Magic, Ram 21 flight, checking out of Broadway at Inwood and requesting permission to proceed southeast for Kerosene.
Economic cruise speed. Right, let's go Kerosene.
Copy, check out. You're cleared to transit direct to Kerosene. Turn to heading 150 at flight level 220.
Okay, so heading 150.
Ram 21, copy.
So I'm going to set 150 on the heading. Autopilot.
Push button 17 on Pride.
Heading select. And then 22,000 feet. So we're just going to select...
2.
What? Hang on. What frequency was that? Give me a second. Kerosene, kerosene, kerosene. Was that 17? I think so. Right, 17. Yeah.
Ram 21. Demon 1, Ram 21 checking in.
That sunrise. Ah,
Demon 1, go ahead for Ram 21.
beautiful.
Mission 0511. 2 Hornets checking in at Kerosene as frag. We are 4 GBU-32s plus 20 Mike. AT Fleer Timber Suite can give you up to 30 minutes playtime. Any updates on targets?
Ram 21, Black Demon 1, you are cleared for Kerosene. Break.
Cleared for kerosene.
All targets are flagged. Area clear of civilians. Threat from map pads near build-up areas, north-facing target area. Remain above 10,000 feet and continue drive.
Ram 21 copies.
Okay.
Okay. Once we get closer, we'll confirm our targets visually before engaging.
Roger, Dodger. Roger, Dodger, over out. Right, okay, so 22,000, we're a bit low here. Now 250 knots is fine, because we have to identify the targets prior to. So making the right DDI sense of interest now. And let's try to do that infrared. Let's waypoint designate. So interestingly enough, so what you guys see here, that is a lot brighter than what I have on my displays, and that's a bit of an issue with the windowing displays. They're a bit darker. So to counteract that, I kind of have to, and that beeping tells me there we go. So, but if I dial down the brightness here in the aircraft, then my hardware displays become really dark, so it's kind of a compromise that I have to do here. Well, I mean, we're still a bit far out, so you'll see the targets later. Wow, that's sunrise though, right? Blimey, that's beautiful. Let's speed up again. 10,000 pounds. Let's check with our wingman what he has remaining. Madcat writes, you just totally bit business software, and I can't imagine. Yeah, I know, right? I don't program anything.
2, say state.
Say state. Come on, tell me.
2, low state, 9.8.
So he's got 9.6. I've got 10.6. So I guess he burned a bit of fuel at the beginning, trying to catch up with me. All right, so we are getting ready. Let's get the JDAN display on. Let's have a look for the mission. So that's the pre-planned one. So what I could do, actually that's on target now, isn't it? Because it's telling me target as the at the point where it's looking at now. So let's go narrow field of view. So now I can already have a look into the... Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys a view here. So I'm going to zoom into the display here. And let me just dial down the brightness here. And increase the contrast of it. So let's have a look. There we go. That's so low as I... Hang on. No. So there we go. So maybe you can see that a bit better. So that we got some industry, and that's the oil field. Now we're still 58 miles away, so I mean I can zoom in a bit more, but yeah. So as we get closer, we are going to try to find the correct target. So I'm looking for 3 oil tanks next to a storage building. So that's my target. And then next to it will be a truck park. Now I'm just wondering if it would make sense to first attack the truck park, because if I bomb the oil tanks first, that's going to create a lot of smoke. Yeah, so you can see now, as I'm slewing the targeting pot around, it does change the target coordinates. So what I could do is go to the other display and then just go, instead of pre-planned, I would just go target opportunity. So now it doesn't have any target info just yet, but if I go sensor control forward, let's say I want to bomb this shed here, so press forward, mark that as a target, and now it has the target info. Weirdly enough, here it tells me it's got elevation of 300 feet, so that data that we got through here doesn't really match up, which is kind of weird. But I guess maybe because of the slant range right now, maybe that's because that's why it's not getting the correct elevation, but we'll see. Anyways, So we're still looking as we get closer. So there's a big tower there. And there's already some destroyed areas. So oil derrick. So is that the oil derrick there? Is that what it's called, this tower? Is that an oil derrick? That's further away. That's not our target. It should be somewhere in here. I mean, no rush. We've got 38 miles to go. So the picture is facing, so this is north up. Now for me, north is back. So if that's the oil derrick, then the target must be, I guess, if that's a big shed, then the oil tanks will be hidden behind that thing there, really. So let me just adjust the heading a little bit to the left and then come back in a little bit more from the north. So there's a road. Oh, I can see the truck depot. That's definitely the truck depot. There we go. So let me mark that. And as we get closer, we update that. Now, on this display, this is what I meant the last time. That's what I was missing. The information when I'm in range to drop the bombs. And I didn't get that last time. But that was because I was not in target of opportunity. I was still in pre-plant mode. So that's why what went wrong last time. Yeah, so definitely that is the car park there, and then the oil so that's some smaller buildings there, storage buildings, oil tank, yeah, that's a round thing there. Yeah, that's definitely the target area, definitely. So these are the trucks. So the oil, yeah, they're probably not in view just yet. They will be coming in view very short. Okay, again, we're going to attack the that truck park first, and then we'll try look for the other. So 19 miles, we're getting close to the release point. But that means I can get an updated position as we approach the field here. So let me just have a look quickly. Man, I'm still missing the oil tanks. I don't see the oil tanks just yet. But that's definitely the trucks. Okay, so let's put one right there.
Two has a PID. I'm ready to engage.
Yeah, me too.
Demon 1, Ram 2-1. We've got VID on frag targets. No civilian activity.
Ram 2-1, Demon 1, you are cleared to engage targets as flagged.
Ram 2-1, engage it.
Right, there we go. So let's go wingman engage.
2, engage primary.
2 copies. 2, running in.
Alright. So we are getting in range as well. Oops. Let's put Alrighty. So, oh, they're that small? Seriously? Well, that's a nasty little target then. Okay, so that's the other target. Okay. Right, so we fused target opportunity. Everything's ready. Master arm goes on. Master arm on. We have 25 seconds. Yeah, definitely identified the truck park there. All right, let's put that right there. And we're in zone. Gonna wait 5 more seconds.
Ram 2-1, pickle.
There we go. So that's the bomb gone. I'm gonna go back to the north here. Trim the aircraft.
On the way.
There we go. That's a better view here. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Oh. What? What the hell was that? Auto update? Are you kidding me? Oh, there we go. That was a splash. Blimey. Right. Definitely got hit on that one. Ay. Okay, so now... Oh, that's already burning quite brightly. So now I've got to go back... for once, yeah. Now, that's the problem now. The flare pot is hidden or masked. So let me have a look if I can get a good view on the target area. Alright, so let's have a look. Let's go narrow. There we go. So these small tanks there, that's what I'm supposed to hit. I thought they were going to be huge. Alright, let's go to target opportunity, JDM display. Make sure we get the information stored in there. Yep, target identified. Ready. Manual.
Running in.
Interesting enough, it does have the it says ready. Let's try it again. Stores, JDAM, eFuse, instant. It says is ready, JDAM display. So that is set. This is one of the things, so how come now I don't have the Oh, now I've got it. Okay, there we go. I was wondering why I didn't get the coordinates visible. Right, that's fuel. Okay, so let's have a look. We're almost in range. Just update the position a little bit more again. Just fine tune here. Target 6 miles, 20 seconds to release. Three. In zone. And pickle.
Pickle.
There's my wingman. It's masked again. Oh yeah, good hit.
Ram 2-1, Demon. Tally group of tankers escorted by Tactical with AAA. Half a mile south of your target, heading northeast.
Ram 2-1, copy trucks half a mile south, heading northeast. Demon, if you have anything that can get rid of the AAA Technical, then we can eliminate the tankers with guns.
Alright, so tankers.
Ram 2-1, Demon 1, copy.
Alright, selecting guns. So we're looking for
2D61, Demon 1, you are cleared to engage AAA escort with Hellfire. Ram 2-1, remain above 10,000 feet.
Alright, so remain above 10,000. They're now trying to get some
2D6, running in.
maybe A-10s or something, I don't know. So we've just been tasked to attack some tankers. So they are south, they said. Trying to get visual. Oh, hang on. I think I see them.
Lead, if we're gonna go down there with the gun, it
Yeah.
has to be quick, and we gotta get shots with flares on the pull-off. There's gonna be map pads, and they're gonna be north of the city.
Copy that, 2.
So wait for Uzi 6 to destroy the AAA before attacking the trucks. Trying to get. Alright, so I can see. Let me just put this there. There's one. Let's put this in. Although I'm not sure. Yeah, trying to slew the targeting pot there. Although now I'm not sure if that's the tankers. So he set south, moving north. Alright, anyways, got to stay above 10,000. Oh, careful. And we'll see if my wingman can pick them up. Fuel check, 8.7. Oh, I've seen on the road. Ah. Okay, there they are. On the road. Okay. Gotcha. I can see you now. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Engagement complete.
Alright, cool.
Ram 2-1, Demon 1, AAA destroyed. Uzi aggressive southwest. You're clear to engage your gun.
1-1, engaging.
There they are. Total like ants.
Guns, guns, guns.
Too early.
Altitude. Altitude.
Guns, guns, guns.
Hell yeah, that was a hit. Right. All right, to it.
Engage convoy.
2.
Right, I can still see them there. Oh, they're in that field.
Altitude.
Running in.
Altitude.
One running in. Right, let's keep the head still.
Guns, guns, guns. Guns, guns, guns.
Gun, gun, gun. Good. 2. Well on target.
Yeah, not a chance. It's one way of looking at it. Right, let's see. Can we see someone else? Any other targets? I don't see anyone else. Oh yes, there's one there. Okay, okay, cool.
Altitude.
Guns, guns, guns.
Altitude.
Guns, guns, guns.
Refueling.
I think that was it. Right, let's call in Winchester 7.8. I still have enough fuel, but we're gonna run out of ammunition now. So let's call in.
Demon 1, Ram 2-1. Engagement complete. Targets destroyed.
Demon 1, copy. Ram 2-1, you may progress to the north. Everything's cold. Stand by for PTA.
Roger, Dodger. So let's have a look.
Target partially destroyed. Several targets of opportunity were destroyed.
I hope so.
Ram 2-1, copy. Kerosene is cold. Egressing to the north. Alright, 2. Let's head back to Broadway and start climbing to Angels 2-8.
2.
Right, Angels 2-8. Now we're gonna have to go air-to-air refueling. So let's have a look. Let's put this to daytime. Daytime. And then head a bit brighter. Yeah, so it says you will both need about 6,000 pounds of fuel. Oops, 6,000 pounds of fuel to make it back safely to the carrier. It's gonna be a close one. So I don't want to make it that close. If you or your wingman is low on fuel, you can use the tanker when you return to the waypoint Broadway. Okay. So let me go autopilot, attitude hold, CPL. To avoid issues with DCS AI, only order wingman to tanker when you are both a few miles behind the tanker at about 25,000 feet. Okay, that's great. So let's bring up the menu for the info regarding the tanker. Texaco is 51 X-ray, so TACAN 51 X-ray. Enter. TACAN Texaco is identified. So down here I can see it says bearing 319, 98 miles. So if I select TACAN, why can I select? Oops, why can I select TACAN? Let's do that. There we go, now I can. Alright, so now if I go CPL on TACAN, my aircraft will actually now track the that tanker. And then we'll go 25,000 feet, which we are almost at. Just quickly go level off here. And then we'll go a bit faster. And we're going to refuel anyway, so might as well burn a little bit of fuel. Here we go, 21,000. Let's put autopilot, CPL, and barometric altitude on. Fantastic. Worked like a charm this time. Now it's time to relax a little bit.
Safe state.
2, low state, 5.6.
Yeah, he's on 5.6, so he won't make it back.
Left.
Actually, let me drop the center tank here. That's better. Let's see. Now I'm just wondering if I have to fly over that waypoint there. Yeah, so initially let me go via the waypoints. So let me go waypoint designate. So I'm going to take that out. CPL, waypoint, CPL. There we go. Let's do that. Now we can speed that up a bit. So flying home, I'd like to do a bit of time acceleration so that it doesn't get too long. Yeah, we've already been online 1.5 hours already, DCS. Man, honestly, this feels like 45 minutes maybe, but it's actually twice the time. Almost 1.5 hours. Crazy. So now I feel exhausted. Okay, I mean, I've done a flight prior to this stream, but I mean, imagine now all the G load in the real aircraft fighting, and then now having to refuel, which also takes a lot of concentration, and then land on an aircraft carrier, and then just imagine nighttime in bad weather. I don't know how they do that, honestly. This just it's one of those things just cannot imagine that. All right, it looks like the tanker is now coming towards me. Yeah, it is. So if I take this side as my reference, if I didn't put that marker, yeah, KC-135, yeah, that's my tanker there. All right, home fuel. Yep, you are correct. Miles. It's convenient that the tanker is coming towards me. Yeah, bingo fuel. Tell me about it.
2, push button 6 on cry.
All right.
2 copy.
6.
Ram 2-1.
2-2, check.
Magic. Ram 2-1 flight with you en route to Inwood at Angels. 25.
2-1 flight, Magic copy. Radar contact. You are cleared for corridors within assigned flight level.
All right, so what I'm going to do now, waypoint 7, and then let's check the channel for the tanker. That is going to be green 1, 260. Put this to manual, 260.
Texaco 512, request rejoin.
Texaco 5-1, proceed to pre-contact at 25,000 at 210.
All right, there's the tanker. So let's do the following. Let's try not to hit it. Okay, that would help. Yeah, he's coming right opposite. So it's gonna be tough. Tough to make a U-turn. Without hitting that tanker. So he is 13 miles coming opposite. So already trying to trim the aircraft so that it's a bit easier for us to then hook up to the tanker. Right, wingman is there. Wonderful. Call out in vertigo. Really? Anybody else know what's meant by that? I don't have the Microsoft versions, so I have no idea what it could possibly mean by that. Right, so there's the tanker. Let's make sure we don't lose too much track here. So I'm trying to get established nicely. Where is he? There he is. I don't know how fast that tanker is. So I'm gonna try to find out. So speed brakes out.
2, 1, break away, break away.
Yeah. Keep your hat on. So let's get the probe out, and let's slowly get into position, and then we're going to call the ready for fueling. 5,500 pounds. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Ready, recontact.
Clear contact.
All right, clear contact. So, do I bother with... Apparently it's a bug with the... with the tanker. Oh, now it's turning. Okay, cool. Go to tanker.
Flight, get the tanker.
Huh? So apparently right now, this thing seems to be a bit bugged regarding your wingman and going to the tanker. So it's about 218, 220 knots. Okay. So let's try to catch that. So very small inputs. Stabilize here. Oh. Caught a bad time that he actually started to turn. Oh, it's daytime. Oh, that's better. So don't chase the chute. Try and look at your horizon.
Contact.
There we go.
You're taking fuel.
Let's get a little bit closer here. Trying to get cozy. In position, looking good. Happy with that. Right, fuel is flowing. So I'm gonna get about maybe 9,000 pounds or something. I don't think I need to get full load because otherwise I have to dump fuel later on. I don't waste any large amounts of fuel here. Yeah, almost there. 8,500. Is my wingman fueling? No, he's not. I thought so. Yeah, he's not. He's not listening to the command. Right, nine is good enough. So let's head back home. So let's go. Yeah, waypoint 7. I'm gonna go here and here, and then.
Abort rejoin.
So let's go have a look where we need to be at. What altitude? Corridor 28,000. Okay. Yeah, so here in DCS, the feedback that you get is one thing you have to look at is your checklist, and it says your current weight, so 37,000 pounds. You have to get below 33,000 to do a normal landing without breaking the aircraft. If you're heavier than that, then DCS does simulate a harder landing as a kind of with a landing gear collapse. Okay, let's speed up. So my wingman, he doesn't run out of fuel, luckily. So he'll complain maybe, but he doesn't run out of fuel, which is good. So the other flight has already just landed. Let's put that on here. Auto throttle on. I'm glad we got the time acceleration here. So let me just get that on. Come on. There we go. Thank you. 28,000 feet. So we got the right speed. Let's put master arm off. Yeah, one thing I've forgotten is you should have, when you refuel, you have to put the radar to standby. Because, for obvious reasons. That's something. I guess you would normally have a checklist before refueling. And just make sure that, yeah, you don't fry them with your radar beam. Yeah, man, can you imagine that? I mean, those radars must be... These are not weather radars, right? These are actually high-powered radar systems that's supposed to, you know, pick up even the kind of smaller aircraft long distance away. So those beams will be much more powerful than a weather radar beam, I would imagine. I don't know for sure, but that's what I would imagine. That's what it looks like Mach 1.5. That is fast, blimey. Oh yeah, roll left, roll left. So waypoint 8 coming up. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. I wonder when they start the chit chatter again about the yeah, so whenever you're in the target area or in the dangerous areas, Peter, so like fence in, you have your lights off. And then only once you're outside again of that airspace, which is definitely clearly defined, right? Which is fence in, fence out. So let's have a look. Fence in. Normally it would say fence out at some point here. Let me look here at the tracks. Yeah, I think it's 1. So once we're over the coast again, we could go fence out. And then switch the lights back on. Well, Airbus, you never know, right? I mean, I'd hate to be responsible for someone, I don't know, you know, getting cancer just because I forgot to switch on my radar. Talking IRL now, of course. Yeah, well, in daytime, I mean, so there's certain things. I mean, in daytime, you don't have to get position lights on, and so all you would do is have the strobe light on. So the strobe light is like the beacon light. So if I go outside view here, put lights on now, you can't really see much, can you? There we go. like the beacon light. Alright, let's do... Tapes off. And let's hurry up again. So landing procedures for the carrier. So if you want to do this a bit more realistically, I'm still bad at landing on carriers. I mean, at least I don't crash that often anymore. But I mean the yeah. So that would be a pattern, right? So we would stay at a certain altitude. So 3,000 or is ordered. You just fly circles above the carrier that way. And then once you are, once he says, say yours Charlie, then you're allowed to descend 800 into the pattern, go into the brake, and then case 1 recovery, good weather. Yeah, kiss off the wingman, 3.5 G turn, 800 feet, descend 600, gear down, flaps down, and then yeah, on speed, and then well, you would turn final at 3/4 mile. That's not a lot, is it? Did I ever get any fighter pilot tips from my dad? No, not really. I mean, so one thing that was always a bit strange. I just give you some context. My father was in the German Air Force. He flew Starfighter and then later Tornado, and at the age of he was like 25, he was sitting there every second or third weekend in a bunker at the airfield for 48 hours. And the aircraft was loaded already, ready to go within like 5 minutes with a atom bomb. So he carried the aircraft was like standing there in a hardened bunker with a live atomic weapon. So he had his target, and if the call came, he would have had to take off and drop a nuclear weapon somewhere. That's at the age of 25. You can't imagine that nowadays. But that was Cold War. So those Starfighter pilots back in the days, they were... I wouldn't say they were cowboys or reckless, but they were definitely an interesting breed, to put it that way. So, to have that come into the family, it's not always easy for one, right? And so, whenever I try to talk to him about these things, he kind of blocked. He wouldn't really tell me much about that.
2, 1, vents out.
So, I wouldn't say no. I would say no. He never gave me any fighter pilot tips. No, he was very closed off on that.
My jet is good. Your jet looks good from here.
It was a bit better when he was flying Tornadoes, because then I was from time to time I was in the simulator. So so he would give me a call and say sim is free. So I would go hop into the simulator for half an hour, and just do some flying. And there he actually gave me some tips how to fly the Tornado. And I don't remember much of that, but I do remember that I felt that was really, really cool. So, all right, let's speed up again. So hopefully, at some point this year, hopefully not in the too distant future. So we've got a lineup. We've got a Starfighter lineup here in DCS. We've got the Tornado lineup in DCS and a Typhoon as well. So we already got the Phantom. So literally, we almost got the whole lineup of the German Air Force for the last, I don't know how many years. So, will be interesting. The Starfighter, I'm not sure what to think of the Starfighter per se in DCS. For me, it's just a matter of seeing what a good Starfighter simulator looks like and feels like. You know, with some decent aerodynamics. No rotoring from that era, you mean? Yeah, I think like the was it Bo? What's the number again? Bo something. BO. You would fly the Airbus 400. Well, actually, you know what? It could be a fun add-on. Yeah, the BO 105. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, that would be cool. I would be up for that. Is it really? It's in development. How cool is that? Now, I have to say, I did try the Apache a couple of days ago here in DCS, and also, what's the other one? The Kiowa or something? Kiowa? Oh, no, the Huey. Sorry, I tried the Huey. Man, the Huey... I just... The first 3-4 landings always crashed. Always got into my own downwash. Yeah, so... I have to practice a lot more. So if you learn to fly helicopter, right? So I'm sure one of the things they really hammer into your head is not to get into your own rotary downwash, because that's a killer. Although, I mean, then what you can do then, of course, is learn the escape maneuver to get out of your downwash. That was like, you know, like a steep right turn or something to get out of that downwash. But you do need a certain altitude to do that. So at some point you're too low, and then it doesn't work anymore, and then you've got a big problem. Yeah, vortex ring state. Yeah. So hello. Oh, hang on. Oh, what's the channel? Hang on. I was on the wrong channel. Was that Magic 6 or 7? Let's try 6.
Magic, Ram 21 flight checking out at Manhattan. Switching.
Switching. See ya. See ya.
Ram 21 flight, Magic copy, check out.
TACAN 75, enter for the mother.
2, push button 3 on pry, say state.
2, low state, 2.5.
Truman. Alright. Let's check in with Strike 265. 265. That's number 3.
.304.
305.
Lone Warrior Strike 304.
304. Lone Warrior Strike.
Lone Warrior Strike 304 holding hands with 305. Marking mums at 080455. Angels 28. Low state 2.5. No alibis.
And no alibis, I love that. Nothing to hide.
304. Strike, sweet. Mother VFR, case 1.
Mother VFR, case 1.
Contact Marshall.
Contact Marshall. 50 miles? Yeah, we can do that.
304. Case 1. Switching to Marshall.
Number 2.
Okay, 2. Button 2 on pry.
2. 305.
304.
Three, 0, 4. Abort inbound, resuming mission.
Marshall 304. Mark your mops 092445.
Captain TV, you're a bit late. We already finished our mission.
Low state 2.7.
So you have to go video on demand about an hour, or let's say 45 minutes back. We were in the battle area. So now we return to the carrier. So those are our targets today. 24, okay.
304.
So course, let me then get Takan. Hang on, let me go that Takan, and then we'll go course 024. So I'm setting the course selector 024. So that's the course of the carrier. So now turning towards the carrier. And hope to get down. Alright, let's start our descent. 35 miles out. 30,000 feet, right? Let's see if our wingman does some crazy stunt again when I kiss him off. I don't know who invented that that kind of description regarding you could have said send off, or I don't know, wave off, or no, well, not wave, but send off, but kiss off. Well, same with holding hands. So when you check in, so when I check out, I say 304 holding hands with 305. So weird. I don't know. It's funny. It's just for the military. I don't know. It's just a weird kind of saying. But then again, I mean, it's like
Mother, tanker overhead at Angel 7.
it's just a clear kind of communication, I guess. Yeah, probably. Right, I think we can see the carrier group there. 23 miles. Cool. All right, so I'm currently still a bit heavy, so let me just dump some fuel. So dump fuel switch to on. So again, we got to get below 33,000, 34 right now. So let's do 350 knots. 20-mile range. Yeah, so the tank, our ship is right there. Below that needle. So I'm going to go extend a little bit further to the southwest to get into a downwind position. And then we could call in see you at 10. That's the ship there. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So let's call in. See you at 10.
304. See you at 10.
304. Update state. Switch down.
So update state 4.5.
2.7.
Right, let's close the fuel dump. Now getting close to 33,000 pounds. 4,800 pounds of fuel. Good for a couple of bolters. There's the ship. Oh. Hello, hello. Where's my wing?
Altitude.
Oh, there it is. That's, okay, that explains it. So we'll ascend 3,000 initially. See if we get the call CUS Charlie. There's another aircraft up there. Oh, that's the S3. That's a tanker, I think. So the interesting thing is that they have a rescue helicopter next to the ship. Just so that if you go into the water, they can fish you up really quickly. And then there's a little tanker. So in case you do need fuel, you could hook up to that little tanker there. Kind of saves the day. Now, apart from that, I don't see any other traffic. Seem to be the only ones right now.
Tower 304. Overhead Angels 3. Holding hands with 305. Low state 2.7.
304. Tower, roger. BRC 24. Signal is Charlie.
Yeah, there we go. CUS Charlie. We're good for the pattern.
304.
So now 350 knots, going down to 800 feet. And then make sure that he doesn't ram us again. Or last time was so close that he flew into us. And then he overtook us on final. Remember that? Cheeky little bugger. Right. Bit slow here. Okay, 800 feet. Here comes the hook. If I find it, here's the hook. And kiss off. Ah, he's a bit better this time. So let's have a look. Deck is clear. He's overtaking me again. Right. So 3.5 G. Just bleed the speed. 250 knots. Gears coming down. Flaps coming out. 600 feet. Trim, 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 trim. A lot of trim there. Gear flaps checked. Hook is down. Trying to get on speed here. Auto throttle in. Let's go downwind. Alright, let's get the actually ILS. Why am I not getting the ILS? Oh, ILS on, that's why. So a little bit high in the pattern. Okay, and let's see if we pick up the ILS signal. A bit far out, a bit wide. Let's hope our wingman doesn't sneak in. Alright, we're on path. Just need to line up here. Alright, look at that. There, and
304.
Roger ball.
4.6.
On a ball.
Roger ball. A little late for lineup.
Little late for lineup. Yeah, tell me about it. Oh, now I can see the runway. Blimey.
You're drifting. You're lined up left.
I know. Correcting. Give me a second.
Hornet ball 2.7. Roger.
4-wire. Tuss. Hey, LR Aviation, how you doing? All right. Let's get the wings unlocked. So let's get out of the area here. Come on. There we go. Hey, German A-18C, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, 4-wire, I'm not really happy with that. But, I mean, it's been a long flight. Happy that we're down safe. So, let's go right, straight. So that's the helicopter I was talking about. So where's my wingman? Oh no. We're back parking at the end there. Oh, let's see if that works today. That's straight. Oh, there comes my wingman. Oh, nice. We're going to see a nice landing then. Hang on. But imagine now, you're actually taxiing here. I mean, he wouldn't be standing there if they had an inbound. But, Jesus. Come on, you can do it. Nice one. That's number 2-wire. Didn't they lose an F-18 a couple of days ago? It dropped off the ship. Elevation, I'm doing well. Yeah, my cold is getting better. Just got a bit of cough, but apart from that, I hate this. Well, at least now I can see my own landing gear. They turn me around. Cool. There's my wingman. So let's set the parking brake. Whew. We made it. Seat disarm. Let's go radar off. INS off. That looks good. That looks good. Alright, let's get the displays off. Let's shut down. Oxygen off.
Flight controls. Flight controls.
Easy there. Man, it's so tight. So yeah, while the ship made a turn, yeah. So, GG's. Let's see how many points we got. I have to dial down the sim sounds a bit. The sounds here, not to get copyright strike. Right, so we've got planned target score 5 for the oil tanks. Truck park, we got 10 points. My wingman destroyed the oil derrick, 5 points. Oil pump, 5 points. Target's opportunity, we killed 2 points. Incorrect departure procedures, what? Not me. Compliant with airspace control, score 5. General communication procedure followed. Okay. Complied with rules of engagement. Okay. Carrier recovery. Score 10. Mission commenced. Base score 50. Cool. All right. So let's see. Oh, hang on. Is he getting out? No. That's neat. Oh, hang on. How do I do that? How do I get out? I blame him with the ship, yeah. Definitely. He did some wild turns there. I couldn't correct him fast enough. Alright, let's have a look at the total score here. Oh, it's gotten late. 1 o'clock in the morning. Good thing tomorrow we don't have to work, right? 1st of May. So let's have a look. Oh, hang on, no. End mission. Whew, that was a close one. 82. Not bad, not bad. So the first one was quite easy. We got 95. The second one, we messed up with the second part, but we got 75. Now today, we got 82. I'm happy with that. More than 80 is always good. So the next mission will be the drop, whatever that means. We still have plenty of missions to go. So we'll continue to be very exciting. Did we get a raid? Hang on, German A-18C. So thank you so much for the raid. What you're up to? Let's see. It's getting late, isn't it? Yeah, big shout out to German A-18C. If you don't know him, please check out his channel on Twitch here. I'll just get him a shout out. Stick Figure says your brother drew the design for a part of the main elevator of the carrier. My father supervised the casting of that part in the shipyard's foundry. Nice. Okay. Well, you see, that's the thing. There's some connection, isn't it? Great, guys. We will be back on Saturday. So I do wish you a lovely 1st of May. Hope you have some nice weather, some nice friends, food around, and enjoy the day. And then I will be back on Saturday. And most likely, it will be with the PMDG 777 in Microsoft 2024. Obviously, I will be pretty late to the game. I know that. But like I said, I am going to pay for myself so that I'm going to give you guys my honest, unbiased opinion of the add-on. Even though it's probably going to be too late because most people would have bought by that time anyways. But we'll see. Thank you much, Peter. Everyone, Sammy, thanks so much, my dear moderators. Also to you, thank you so much. And as always, see you soon. Yes, you too. German A-18C. Once again, thanks for the raid and a big shout out. See you soon. Good night.